Let's be honest. Most women won't come right out and say they're into you. You won't get a message that says, "I've been thinking about you all day," or a phone call where she confesses, "I really like you." That's not how it works anymore. What you'll get instead are subtle signals, a glance that lingers, a smile that vanishes too quickly, texts that confuse more than they clarify. It's enough to make you question your instincts. But here's the truth, this isn't about games. It's about fear. Many women today are terrified of being too obvious, afraid they'll look desperate, afraid you won't feel the same. So instead of stepping forward, she tests the water. One day warm, the next day cold. She leans in, then pulls back. She's watching, waiting, trying to protect her heart while still hoping you'll notice. And if you're not paying close attention, you'll miss it. You'll assume she's not interested. You'll stay passive and she'll move on, thinking you were never into her in the first place. Women rarely chase, but they do invite pursuit. And only the man who's emotionally aware will see what others overlook. This message is your blueprint. We're going to uncover the quiet signs she's hiding, the ones most men never catch. And once you learn to read them, you won't need to guess. You'll stop chasing shadows and start leading with clarity. She might like you more than she's letting on. She's just not ready to show it. Let's break it down. 1. She acts hot and cold. You felt it. Yesterday she beamed, laughed at every joke, held your gaze until you almost forgot to breathe. Today she distant, eyes locked on her phone, answers clipped to single syllables. Most men label that switch mixed signals and back away, thinking the spark was imaginary. But hot and cold isn't a game. It's a shield. She wants you to see her, yet she's terrified. You'll misuse what you see, so she moves like the tide, a slow surge forward, a sudden retreat, testing whether you'll stand firm or drown in your own neediness. Her warm moments, lingering eye contact, light touches, genuine belly laughs are the armor sliding off her shoulders. Her cold moments, silence, averted eyes, polite distance are the armor snapping back into place. Every pullback whispers, "Prove you're steady." Every return murmurs, "I haven't given up." Most men fail this test because they react, not respond. They chase harder when she cools, or sulk when she withdraws. Both moves scream insecurity and crush the very attraction they crave. Your job is different. Stay rooted, hold frame, let her ebb without punishment and flow without fanfare. When she circles back warm, receive her with calm eyes and relaxed energy. That quiet confidence says, "I'm centered, not desperate." Understand this. Consistency is not the only proof of interest. When a woman is drawn to you and scared by that pull, inconsistency becomes her balancing act. So before you decide she's just not into you, examine the bigger pattern. Does she still orbit your space? Does her body soften when you speak? Does nervous laughter leak through her composure? Those are not signs of disinterest. They're flickers of a battle between desire and self-preservation. A woman truly uninterested stays consistently absent, emotionally and physically. A woman hot and cold is split, one half rushing toward you, one half yanking on the brakes. Give that conflict room to breathe. Plant your feet. Speak slowly. Let time prove your steadiness. Soon she'll discover the wall protects her from storms, not from a man who is the calm after them. When she realizes that the wall comes down for good, remember, your power is not in pushing against her retreat, but in mastering your stillness. Stand firm and watch the temperature rise again. She does not need a rescuer, she needs a reference point. Imagine a lighthouse, steadfast, visible, yet not chasing them. Become that lighthouse. Let her navigate until she docks of her own choice. If the seas stay rough, you lose nothing. You were never moved by them in the first place. So measure your success not by how often she texts, but by how composed you remain between texts. Measure it by how unchanged your mission stays when her mood changes. A man who lives from purpose, not reaction, rewrites the rules of attraction. In the end, her fluctuations are invitations disguised as contradictions. Accept them with patience, and you'll find consistency hiding inside the chaos. 2. She's always around. You think coincidence brings her near. It rarely does. When a woman hides her feelings, her feet do the talking. She drifts into your orbit the way the moon pulls every tide, quiet but relentless. You drop a casual line about a coffee shop across town. Next week, she's at the counter, acting surprised to see you. That's not chance. That's strategy in soft clothing. She echoes your schedule, lingers after meetings, joins the after-work circle she once ignored. She crosses the room without a reason, then claims she was just passing by. Presence is her language of risk-free confession. Words expose, proximity suggests. Each appearance whispers, "I'm here, if you can lead." Most men miss the whisper. They label it friendliness or random overlap and stay passive. Silence, to her, feels like rejection. She will not orbit forever. Once she decides you're blind, she'll glide away and never test your gravity again. Your task is simple yet precise. First, acknowledge. A steady glance, a calm, "Good to see you," tells her you're awake. Second, hold frame. Do not gush. Do not interrogate. Curiosity without urgency is masculine oxygen. It lets her breathe. Third, offer a door. A light invitation, "I'm grabbing an espresso, walk with me." Low stakes, high clarity. If she accepts, the pull is confirmed. If she declines, no ego is bruised. Remember, a woman who dislikes you creates distance, keeps talk brief, vanishes when plans appear. A woman fighting attraction chooses nearness, then hides the choice behind small talk. Read actions before words. Notice how her shoulders angle toward you. Count how many coincidences happen in a week. Momentum doesn't lie. Yet never confuse her availability with permission to abandon purpose. Stay rooted in your mission. Let her fit into your rhythm, not replace it. Women respect the path more than the picnic. Men of noise fill that space with bragging. They perform crowding her senses with stories that lead nowhere. You, instead, practice selective silence. Ask one deliberate question, then let the pause hang long enough for her curiosity to bloom. Connection grows in that gap, not in rapid-fire banter, but in mutual comfort with stillness. Remember the law of diminishing mysteries. Saturate her with attention, and each sighting loses weight. Scarcity amplifies signal. Show her you, welcome her presence, yet remain complete. If she vanishes, detachment sharpens your value, turns every shared moment into a chosen privilege, not a default routine. Hold that discipline every day. Think lighthouse standing tall, casting light, never sailing out to sea. Ships decide whether to dock, the tower stays unshaken. When she feels that stability, her appearances grow bolder, her conversations longer, her guard lower. Soon she'll trade nearness for openness, but only if you navigate with patience. So the next time she materializes in aisles you never saw her visit, pause the doubt. See intention masquerading as coincidence. Meet it with presence, not pursuit. Lead softly, and the space between you will do the persuading. 3. She notices the small things. You might believe only loud compliments reveal interest, but a woman in stealth mode speaks through details. Observe. She mentions your watch, not once, but twice. She asks if you switched cologne, remembers the album you played on a tired Tuesday, quotes a sentence you dropped months ago. None of that is random. Attention is currency. She is spending hers on you. Women forget the mundane in men they meet, but when attraction roots itself, the mind collects fragments the mouth cannot admit. She catalogues the way you knot your tie, the tempo in your voice when you're irritated, the pause you take before answering heavy questions. Those notes become her private map, proof you matter, in a way she refuses to say aloud. Why hide it? Fear. History. Pride. Maybe another man mocked her openness. Maybe she doubts your reciprocity, so she trades confession for observation, risking nothing while learning everything. Most men are deaf to this soft language. They shrug, laugh, change the subject. In that shrug, she hears rejection. Embarrassed, she locks the door you never noticed was open. Opportunity drifts away quiet. Final. Your task is simple. Acknowledge without exploding. When she points out something only a careful eye would spot, meet her gaze. Smile with calm certainty. Let silence hang half a heartbeat longer than comfort. That pause tells her, I see your investment, and I honor it. Then mirror her. Mention a unique gesture she makes, the word she repeats when excited, the subtle dimples that appear when she's thinking, not flattery recognition. If her cheeks warm or her eyes widen, you have confirmation. A mirrored detail is a whispered handshake. I've been watching you. 2. Remember restraint. Do not turn the moment into performance. One precise observation outweighs a dozen generic compliments, and never tease what she reveals. Mockery breeds retreat. Instead, anchor the conversation in presence. Hold eye contact. Lower your tone. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Your stillness gives her courage to reveal more. Attraction whispers. Only men who master quiet hear it. The world battles for your attention with neon noise. She fights for it with hushed accuracy. Choose which battlefield proves more valuable. Evaluate consistency. Does she recall last week's project you dreaded? Does she react to subtle shifts in your mood? Does she notice the ring you stopped wearing? Each yes deepens the signal. Yet remain unmoved at your core. Your value is not contingent on her noticing. It predates her curiosity. That inner assurance turns small observations into sparks instead of pressure. So the next time she highlights a detail no friend has ever caught, answer with composed acknowledgement. Return one of your own. Then let the air breathe. In that space, two guarded hearts weigh risk against possibility. If you keep the climate steady, possibility wins. Because real desire doesn't shout, it speaks in the fine print. Authentic connection grows where patient attention meets unspoken, mutual deep recognition. Read it. Respond. Lead. 4. Jealousy slips out. We're stepping into Keter territory now. Jealousy isn't the green monster roaring in public. It's the flicker behind her eyes, the moment her shoulders lift, the breath she doesn't take. Watch what happens when another woman enters your orbit. Her laughter tightens, her sentences shorten. She may drop her gaze or hold it too long. That microstorm is her heart speaking before her pride slams the door. If a woman has zero investment in you, she won't flinch. You could sit beside the runway model of the century. She'd scroll her phone in peace. But if she feels something she can't admit, distance becomes electricity. Sometimes it's direct, a dry remark, "She's cute," or a playful stab. So you've got a fan club now. Sometimes it's cloaked, sudden silence, a claim of being busy, a question about the girl you followed on Instagram. Every disguise serves one purpose: testing your awareness while protecting her ego. Most men fail that test. They misread the current as moodiness, drama, or indifference. They either pander, brag, or, worst, try to amplify the jealousy for validation. All three moves crush attraction. Your task is simpler. Respond with calm strength, no spike in tone, no shrinking retreat. Let your energy say, "I noticed, and I'm not judging." That single vibe grants her safety. Safety dissolves pretense. Pretense removed exposes authentic interest. So what does calm strength look like? First, grounded eye contact. Hold it, soft but steady. Second, a gentle redirect. Shift attention back to the present without shaming her. You might say, "I value the conversation we were having." Then proceed as if the comparison never mattered. What you must never do: weaponize her reaction, tease her wounds, parade other women for sport. Stoic men don't need cheap leverage. Their worth is proven in composure. Understand the mechanics. Jealousy is a pressure valve for hidden emotion. If you respond with mockery, the valve shuts hard. If you respond with warmth, the valve opens slowly, releasing fear until only feeling remains. Remember, soft jealousy is truth on tiptoe. Treat it as a signal, not a spectacle. Practical checklist. Notice tonal shifts when another woman appears. Observe body language: crossed arms, pursed lips, sudden disengagement. Listen for sarcastic digs wrapped in humor. Acknowledge internally. Respond externally with steadiness. Jealousy isn't drama, it's data. Data about how deeply she has allowed you into her mental space. Treat data with discipline. Note it. Don't brag about it. Use it to guide, never to gloat or to punish. If you keep missing these cues, you'll label good women as complicated and walk away. If you catch them, you'll read what most men never learn: to see affection disguised as annoyance. Jealousy, managed well, becomes confirmation. Handled poorly, it metastasizes into doubt. So, the next time her mood dips when your attention drifts, pause. Don't chase her jealousy. Don't punish it, frame it. In that frame, she feels safe to step out from behind the sarcasm. And once she trusts, her feelings are seen yet unmocked. She will show you the part she has been hiding, not the jealous shadow, but the quiet, genuine care behind it. 5. She plays it safe. When a woman likes you, but doesn't want you to know it, she doesn't get louder, she gets safer. She plays it cool. She stays polite. She lingers just close enough to be noticed, but never too close to be read. You won't see her flirt hard. She won't make the first move. And she definitely won't risk exposing how much she's truly feeling. Instead, she keeps the energy neutral, pleasant, friendly, light. She responds warmly, but cautiously. She'll text back, maybe even initiate a few messages, but never push the conversation into personal territory. Never suggest meeting. Never go past the boundary she's drawn for her pride. Why? Because for her, reaction isn't casual. It's humiliating. And when she sees you as a man of value, the risk of looking desperate becomes too great to gamble. The more she likes you, the more carefully she treads. She won't overplay her hand. She won't let her guard slip first. And she sure as hell won't chase. Not because she doesn't want to, but because she needs to know you can lead. Most men miss this completely. They see her restraint and assume disinterest. So they back off. They ghost. They shut down the energy. And in that silence, she feels rejected, not because you turned her down, but because you never picked up what she was quietly offering. You see, she was showing interest, just not in a way most men are trained to recognize. But here's the key. A woman who plays it safe is watching. She's studying how you respond. She's testing if you're grounded enough to lead the dance. Not with pressure, not with force, but with emotional clarity. So what should you do when you notice she's holding back? You don't lunge. You don't pull away. You lean in just slightly. Start conversations with a little more weight. Ask thoughtful questions. Share something deeper than surface-level chatter. Create subtle tension. Say something that makes her wonder what you truly think of her. That gentle nudge disrupts the safe zone without shaking her foundations. And if she feels safe enough in your presence, she'll start opening, little by little. Not all at once, but each piece she shares is trust being built. Understand this: women don't hide feelings to manipulate. They hide them because the world taught them that vulnerability gets punished, that showing too much makes men run. So she guards her heart, not because she doesn't feel deeply, but because she's afraid you don't. So stop waiting for loud signs. Learn to read the quiet ones, because the woman who's playing it safe might just be the one who feels the most. And if you're wise enough to notice it, you'll lead her out of that gray zone into a space where she no longer has to hide what she feels. 6. Her body language betrays her. She won't say it. She'll avoid spelling it out. But her body will say everything she's trying to hide. You might not catch it if you're only listening with your ears. But if you're reading with your eyes, really watching, you'll notice the cracks in her composure. She fidgets. She touches her hair. She adjusts her jewelry. Her fingers can't stay still. Her posture shifts. Her gaze darts away the moment you lock eyes. She's nervous, but she's there. And that nervousness isn't rejection. It's restraint. See, when a woman doesn't care about a man, she's relaxed. She's smooth. She's in control of her energy. She doesn't overthink her tone. She doesn't monitor her laughter. She doesn't care how she looks or sounds, because she has nothing to lose. But when she's around you, and her words are careful, her laugh is just a little too quick. Her silence feels heavy but present. That's not indifference. That's emotional overload. She's trying not to make it obvious. She's trying not to slip. She doesn't want to look too interested, too available, too vulnerable. Because the more she likes you, the more scared she becomes that you might not feel the same. Her mind puts up walls, but her body leaks the truth. She's shy, but she's not avoiding you. She's not saying much, but she's still in the room. She's quiet, but she's still showing up. That matters. When a woman is completely uninterested, she disappears. You don't see awkwardness, you see absence. But nervousness, that's investment. That's a heart trying not to trip over itself. That's emotion trapped in restraint. And here's where most men get it wrong. They think silence means boredom. They think fidgeting means discomfort. They misread the signals. And they walk away, thinking nothing was there. But they miss the point. A woman who is visibly unsettled but still stays, that's someone trying to manage how much she cares. And she's watching you. She's hoping you're steady enough to not judge her for the cracks in her armor. So don't tease her for being shy. Don't point out her nervousness. That only pushes her further behind her guard. Instead, stay calm. Stay grounded. Lead with presence, not pressure. Ask her thoughtful questions. Make space for silence. Let her feel like she doesn't need to be perfect. When she senses that you're not demanding performance, that you're not looking for a flawless act, she'll start to relax. And that's when the walls come down. Little by little, she'll open up. She'll stop overanalyzing every word. She'll laugh because she feels safe, not because she's trying to impress. That's the shift. It's not about being the loudest man in the room. It's about being the calm that makes her forget she was nervous. Because when a woman feels emotionally safe, she stops hiding. She stops performing. She just is. With you. Fully. And that's when you know her body betrayed her before her heart had the chance to speak. 7 friends drop clues. Here's a truth most men overlook. Even when she hides her feelings, her friends probably won't. When a woman's trying to play it cool, it's not always her behavior that gives it away. It's her circle, her tribe, the people who know everything she feels but won't say. See, when a woman likes you but doesn't want to admit it, her friends already know. They've heard the stories, seen the screenshots, and helped her dissect every single interaction you've ever had. So when you walk into the room, you're not just another guy, you're that guy. The one they've been talking about, and that changes everything. Suddenly, the air shifts. One friend might smirk, another might nudge her. You might hear someone casually drop a line like, "Oh, she mentioned you the other day." Or "She always laughs like that when you're around." It sounds innocent. It sounds light. But trust me, it's intentional. Sometimes her friends are testing you. Sometimes they're trying to push her. Other times they're just being playful because they know the secret she's not ready to tell. Watch closely. If they tease her in front of you and she gets flustered, that's a giveaway. If they suddenly leave her alone with you at a party, a hangout, or in a conversation, that's not coincidence. That's strategy. If they glance at her right after you say something as if waiting for her reaction, that's your cue. These are the social breadcrumbs that lead to one truth: she's into you. She just doesn't want to show her hand first. Why? Because saying "I like you" is a risk. And if it backfires, she's exposed. But if it leaks through her friends, she can play it off. She can smile and say, "They're just being silly." And if nothing comes of it, she hasn't lost anything. It's smart, it's protective, and it's been working for women for centuries. So here's your job. Don't ignore these signs, but don't overreact either. Play it cool. Hold the frame. Let your energy say, "I see what's going on, and I'm not afraid of it." You can even lean into it with a smirk, a raised eyebrow, and something like, "So, you all talk about me that much?" That single line, said calmly, confidently, tells her you understand the game without making it awkward. It shows emotional control. It shows awareness. And it builds attraction. Because a woman wants a man who can read her world without needing it spelled out. A man who picks up on the unspoken, who doesn't get rattled, who holds steady, even when the room is watching. That's the kind of presence that makes her feel safe, seen, and understood. And once she feels that the act fades, the guard drops. The clues become confessions. So next time her friends drop a clue, don't dismiss it, decode it, and respond with quiet strength. Because the man who can read between the lines will always be the one she trusts to step into her heart. Sometimes, it's not her words that give her away. It's her silence, her friends, her nervous energy. Most men miss it because they're listening for the obvious. But women rarely speak their truth with words. They speak through tension, through glances, through timing. From the way she acts hot and cold, to how her circle reacts when you enter the room, it's all there hidden in plain sight. Your job isn't to chase or decode. It's to see clearly, to lead calmly, to create the kind of space where she no longer feels the need to hide. Because when a woman feels emotionally safe, she doesn't have to pretend, and the truth always finds its way out. So, if you're a man who's tired of confusion, of mixed signals and guessing games, start leading from a place of calm presence. That's where clarity begins. And if you stayed with me until the end of this message, I see you. I respect your focus. This kind of growth isn't for everyone, but it is for men who are done playing small. So, like the video if this helped you, drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit that subscribe button if you want more content that cuts through the noise and speaks to the core. Until next time, stay calm, stay grounded, and never forget, she may not say much, but she's always watching.